That's what you call forced busing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cheney was put in charge of the war on terror. VP Biden was in charge of Iraq and Ukraine. Pence was in charge of COVID task force. Electric school buses don't sound like that big of a portfolio, but Kamala doesn't care. She's downright giddy about it. Now, Gutfeld sources say this was going to be Mayor Pete's big push. He didn't even really want it. He was like, just give it to Harris. I have some racist bridges to tear down. So Kamala just announced they're spending $1 billion on electric school buses. Now, these buses may cost nearly 4 times as much as a regular bus. Why spend $100,000 when you can almost spend $400,000? They may be deadlier on the road, and they may be catching on fire like this one did here in Connecticut. But these buses are going to make Democrats very, very, very happy. You see, there are a few companies who are set to profit off this big time. One's Proterra. They're getting a bulk of the orders on these electric buses. Now, Proterra's buses have been known to be clunkers. The city of Philadelphia spent $24 million on them and ended up having to take them off the road. In California, another one caught on fire. Joe, Kamala, Pete have all thrown their weight behind them, name-dropping them any time they get a chance. But the funny thing is about Proterra, Biden's own energy secretary was on their board up until last year. But that's not the worst of it. She also was sitting on $1.6 million of Proterra stock while she was energy secretary. And she's not the only one. Democrat mega donors like the Pritzker family all have financial stakes in Proterra. Does this sound like another Solyndra? And another company who's getting a big, juicy contract is Bluebird, the bus company. The chairman of their board just happens also to be a big donor to the Democrats. Donated thousands of bucks to Biden, thousands, tens of thousands to other Democrats. Wouldn't it be great if Democrats cared about what kids learned in school instead of how they got to school? Jason Isaac is the director of Life, Powered, and he joins me now. So how about these electric school buses? Are they really that environmentally friendly?
Well, it's all about the kids, Jesse. I live a high-carbon lifestyle, and I think the rest of the world should too. But it's about the 40,000 kids that are employed in Chinese-owned and controlled mines in the Congo. Kids that are 6 to 13 years old that earn less than $2 a day. But wait, you mentioned drag earlier, and there's nothing more toxic than drag in kids. That's been going around. But what's more toxic, as you mentioned, buses actually catching on fire. You talk about an environmental disaster and a toxic mess. That's more dangerous than breaking a compact fluorescent light bulb in California. It's really detrimental to the kids.
So you're saying they're using child labor, probably forced child labor in third world countries to dig these properties out of these mines, and the Democrats are like, oh, okay, as long as you don't really hear the engine, that's what we care about.
Yeah, it's complete virtue signaling. There's the percentage of electric school buses on the market right now, it's 0.15%. This shouldn't be tested and tried with kids as the cargo. This technology needs to be proven, and it should be proven in the trucking industry where there's nearly 3 million trucks with professional drivers on the road. But that hasn't worked out too well. I think Nikola's been in the news here recently. It's just another green boondoggle and a handout to big Democrat donors.
Yeah, and there's really nowhere to charge these buses. I can see my daughters being late to school every darn day because this thing
and cold weather
out.
with the range.
I know. Well, listen, at least people are making money. How come I never find out about these companies that get these big, fat, juicy contracts? Could someone tell me when a company's about to get a big, fat, juicy federal contract? I'm the last one to know. I just have to report on it. Give me something on the inside once. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.